All right. Good evening, folks. We are going to go ahead and give it about one more minute, I think, and just allow for folks to get in here. So we're going to kick things off officially at about 7:02. We appreciate you joining us tonight. If you want to go ahead and throw in the chat where you're streaming from tonight, we'd love to see where everybody's at. And again, we're gonna kick off here in about 30 seconds or so. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get going because we have lots of good stuff that we want to get to, and we share. I'm sure a lot of you have questions, and we have answers. So again, good evening and welcome to the third edition of our Family Summer Series. Tonight, focusing on student success. We have some fantastic representatives joining us tonight, and I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves here in just a minute. My name is Adam White. I work for New Student Orientation here at UT, and I will be your moderator for the next hour or so. So once again, thank you for joining us. How tonight's going to work is, like I said just a minute ago, we want to hear from you. And so please put your questions in the chat. We are going to do our very best to get to as many as we possibly can here on video. And if we don't worry, we have some fantastic behind the scenes as well who will be responding and answering your questions via the chat. So if you ask a question, keep an eye on that chat box, because even if we're not able to bring it up here on the video, you still should get an answer as well. So please make sure that you are asking your questions in the Q&A. The chat is not going to be how we are going about that for tonight. So again, ask your questions in the Q&A section. So I'm going to turn it over to our fantastic panelists here, and I want to give them a moment to introduce themselves and tell everybody kind of what department they're coming from, and a little bit about some of the work that they do here regarding student success on campus. So Stella, if you could kick us off.
Yes, thank you so much, Adam. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rocky Top. My name is Stella Bridgman, and I'm the Director of First Year Programs.
Hi, everybody. I'm Doug Reynolds. I direct the Academic Success Center, and our main services are very much, we provide academic support to all the undergrad students, but particularly incoming freshmen. And our main services are academic coaching, tutoring, and supplemental instruction, which is a form of group tutoring.
Good evening, I'm Jenny Ward. I am an Associate Director in our Center for Career Development and Academic Exploration. And our center is a full service career center, centralized. So we serve first year through 1 year out alumni. And my team primarily serves first and second year students who are choosing majors, changing majors, looking for some support to interpret career assessments. But we also help with part-time jobs, internships, gaining other types of experiences to help students transition to either full-time work or graduate or professional school upon graduation.
Wonderful. And I also, like I mentioned here, representing New Student Orientation as well. So if you have orientation, Nouveau experience questions, I will be wearing two hats this evening. So don't hesitate to throw any questions you have regarding orientation. I'll do the best that I can to get some answers out as well. So I'm sure you all have questions. And again, we want to hear from you. So please do not be shy. But first, I want to go ahead and get the conversation started a little bit and allow everybody to have a chance to think of some questions and again, type them in the Q&A. Doug, I want to start with you, if you don't mind. Coming off an interesting 2020, even early 2021, right? Like I don't know about you, there's this extra excitement and enthusiasm surrounding this upcoming fall, and especially as we welcome a very large incoming class here. Doug, what are you most excited about as both a staff member here at UT, and I think just a general UT fan as well.
Sure. Two things really come to mind, and I've worked at UT for 14 years, and I think this is the most excited we've been about a class coming in. It's certainly an historic period. The last year and a half has been. The first thing that I can mention is last year we introduced Vol Success teams, and so that is where every incoming student has a team of support from their academic advisor, their one-stop counselor, and an academic coach in our office. This year, we're adding to that a peer mentor, and this year will be the first year where that's really live and in person. And so couldn't be more excited about that. I don't know of another school in the nation that has something quite like that. It's kind of wraparound support for all of the incoming freshmen and transfers. And the second thing I'd mention is our tutoring resources are being expanded this year through Vol study centers. And you'll hear the language of Vols study together. And so we've got several locations on campus for that. Two main ones are our office in Grieve Hall, but also in the main library and Hodges Library as well. Those are just two things that I'm really excited about this year.
Stella, what about you?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Adam. Two things too. I'm excited about. One, my unit houses the first year seminars. We do that for both our first year students and also our transfer students. So really excited about that. We're offering that course in great numbers this year. So we're really excited about that. We are collaborating with some awesome campus partners, two of which are in the room today with Doug and Jenny. So we appreciate how you guys have helped us collaborate on the modules. I'm also really excited to be back in person and really excited about all the fun things that are going to be happening in Big Orange Welcome. So I know there's going to be some fun events, opportunities for you to get to know your coaches, opportunities for you to get to know other staff and of course your peers. And so I'm really excited to see all of the buzz and the excitement on campus.
Jenny, I don't want to leave you out. What are you most excited about?
Yes, thank you. So in truth, I think I'm most excited about seeing the students on Ped Walkway. So the Center for Career Development is on the second floor of the Student Union. So my walk into work is through dining, where I see students who are standing in line for coffee or eating and studying. They're just engaged in conversation and fellowship. And being able to look out our windows and see class change on Ped Walkway is just really energizing. So seeing the students, it's just a very collegiate and energetic atmosphere. So I'm really excited about that. And I am also excited to see the students in person again. We have a lot of programs for Big Orange Welcome that we think are going to help our students get to the right resources. As Stella said, we're working with all of the first year studies classes. We have some great new programs, for new Vols, career questions answered, a fun open house with caricature artists. So I think our whole team is excited about just seeing people back in our suite and being able to help them in person.
Awesome. Thanks so much, you three. So that was perfect timing because we have some great questions already coming in. Doug, I want to go back to you. You already touched on Vol success teams a little bit. We have a family member here asking, for Vol success teams, are appointments automatically scheduled for students with their Vol success team, or is that something that's going to need to be initiated by the student themselves?
A little bit of both. So the academic coaches will be reaching out to students. So we have 13 coaches in our office, and each coach is assigned a group of students. And so the coaches will be reaching out, but then the students can also reach out from their end as well. And so a message about academic coaches will be coming out. It's scheduled to go out June the 20th in a couple of weeks, but it may be just a smidge later that week. And so there'll be plenty of communication on that already. I believe the message has already gone out about peer mentors and also one-stop counselors. But that's a combination of reaching out and them being able to reach out to us.
Doug, would you say it's pretty important for students to be checking their email pretty frequently this summer, and especially as we get closer to the start of classes in mid-August?
Yeah, it's just a good habit to get into. I mean, and so if even if there's a portion of the day where you daily just check that, that's such a good idea, because that really is the coin of the realm in terms of communication all the time. And so just checking that daily, it's real quick to do, is a great move to make.
And I would even piggyback off of that and say, make sure that it's your vol mail as well, your UT email account. It's something that as a new student that you'll need to set up before you're able to utilize it. It's very easy to do. So just make sure, if you haven't done that already, if for any students that are out there and family members, please encourage your student to do so, to get that set up ASAP, because they're going to be getting some really important and great information here in the coming weeks, again, leading up to the start of the semester.
Yeah. So Adam, I would add that prior to the start of classes, you'll be getting a lot of mails like we've been talking about. Once classes start, even things within your course will be from Canvas and those sorts of things that are class related, maybe coming through mail. So it really is important, both prior to classes and certainly once classes start. It's important to check that daily.
Thanks, Doug. Stella, I have a good question here, and you've kind of touched on it a little bit, but I think it's a good one, and hopefully we'll give you a chance to maybe go into some more detail about some of your programs. We have someone who just wants to know, like, what is first year programs, right? And that's a big question, right? But can you highlight again, some of the awesome things that your office provides?
Yeah, absolutely. So first year program houses our first year seminar 101. We're wrapping up now with some of the students still getting into those classes. So we're really excited about that. I want to also answer the question about BUAD 101.
Please.
If you are a business student, the BUAD 100 is similar to first year studies 100 or 101. So it'll be required for you as a business student, but they're similar in terms of some of the information from a student success win. So you would be great taking that course. We also house our first year seminar 129. It's more topical in nature. So we have tenured faculty members, non-tenured faculty members who have these awesome topics that they're doing research on, or just some things that they love to talk about, some fun things that students can get involved in. So the topics are very varied, and that's a small class setting, probably no more than 20 students in the class. And you get to talk about things that are just interesting to you. So students can sign up for any of the 129 courses. Similar, our transfer seminar is very specific to our transfer population. So we have some great faculty members that are helping to teach that as well. Some things with targeted information. We also have peer mentors that are attached to both the 101 and the 201 courses. So we're really excited about our student leaders as well. We also house a couple of summer programs, Math Camp and Involve. So if your student is in one of those, well, there's some good things happening this summer already. Both of those programs are rolling. So we're excited to have those students in both of those summer programs.
Awesome. Thank you, Stella. Jenny, I want to ask you, I think this is a really important question. I'm actually curious on everybody's thoughts on this, because I think it's a really, really important one. And I think everybody might have a little bit of a different opinion. But if a student, Jenny, in your opinion, if a student's having trouble with a class, right? Who, in your opinion, should they talk to first? The professor, teaching assistant, someone in your shop or Doug's shop, or all of the above? What do you think?
Right, definitely, start with the professor. Definitely, build a relationship with that person. They're going to be the one who knows the course, knows the material, can answer the questions about the exams, provide the resources, departmental resources for studying. But then the next best person would be their coach on their Vol Success team, because the coach that Doug mentioned is a person that's assigned to them throughout their time here. So they're going to get to know them. They're going to have access to their classes. They're going to have access to the tutoring schedule and supplemental instruction and all the resources that student will need to be successful in that class. And they're there to guide them through the whole process, whether they need support and how to approach the professor and what types of conversations and questions to have. So that'd be my recommendation.
Doug, I want to give you a chance to maybe respond to that one too, because I know your shop also provides some really great resources as well, for students who maybe are struggling and maybe are not, but just want to make sure that they're able to continue being successful.
Yeah. If I had number one tip or advice to give that you can think about right now as you're thinking about what's going to happen in the fall is to go ahead and prepare yourself to lean in to collaboration, and that really begins with the instructor. It is I mean, in instructors do welcome questions. Most instructors will have office hours that are listed on the syllabi. And maybe we should talk about what a syllabus is. A lot of students these days have syllabi in their high school classrooms, but the syllabus basically is a contract about what the class is. And so it'll give the instructor's office hours there, times where the instructor will be available to talk about that specific class. It can be, and I really encourage students to kind of look for reasons to talk to the instructor. If there's something that's confusing in the notes, just where that can be a 2-minute conversation where you're in and you're out, and look for those conversations with the instructor. So conversations with the instructor, and also when you get your syllabus in your class, don't make that just a once only reference to that. It really, the more you refer to the syllabus, the more you know what that class is about, what's coming up in the class, and the more comfortable you'll be. But having that early conversation with an instructor about anything you have questions about is really going to help you in all the rest of your classes. And if the first conversation is less than comfortable just because you've not done it before, second conversation is much easier, third conversation, and then you're just rolling on that. And so we want to encourage that right away, and leaning into those collaborations and conversations.
Thanks, Doug. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and I see that there's a couple folks that have questions about registering for orientation, the new fall experience. And so I want to try and get through a couple of those, and then get back to some other great questions that I see coming in here for our panelists. But one question I see here is about the MyUTK checklist, and that the student registered for the new fall experience, but the item on that checklist isn't getting checked. That's a popular one from this summer. Don't worry, that does not check. So that does not mean that your student has not registered with us. There's a little I there you'll see instead of like an open box. So don't worry about it. If you want to triple check, definitely feel free to email orientation@utk.edu, and we can look up your student and verify that they are registered. But don't worry, just because it's not checked off on the MyUTK checklist does not mean your student has not registered with us. Another question I see here that I think might be another popular one about major changes. And this is another popular that we get in our office because it's part of the registration process for the new fall experience. If your student would like to change their major, we'd be more than happy to help them with that process. And so honestly, to keep it simple, just email orientation@utk.edu, and we can, again, help them firsthand get that changed with the Office of Admission and make sure that they're meeting with the appropriate academic advising team. All right. Jenny, I want to go back to you here, if you don't mind. Can first-year students get a job on campus? And so where can they go to find on-campus job postings?
Yes,
I feel like it was just teed up just for you, Jenny.
Just for me. This is the one thing I can share that I know everyone can benefit from. And that is to get on our Handshake system. Handshake is the system that we use campus-wide to communicate part-time jobs, internships, full-time jobs, any career development experience that we are offering to the campus community. So you can get to Handshake a number of ways. The easiest way is to get there through career.utk.edu. And as soon as you have a net ID and password, you can log in and you can search for part-time jobs. So the question specifically was also, could I get them on campus? And the answer to that is yes. that we have a person, Joanne Jeter, who's dedicated to developing part-time job opportunities on campus and in the community. And we have a part-time job fair on August 10th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And it's a virtual event where students can connect with on-campus and local employers virtually to talk about opportunities and interview even prior to the start of school. If someone, so I would recommend get on Handshake, set your preferences to get communication from the center. We send targeted emails to students who are interested in part-time jobs or specific internships by industry or events by industry. And then, to make every effort to come to the part-time job fair. And then thirdly, you can make an individual appointment with Joanne to talk about maybe an area that you'd like to, connect in. Sometimes students have specific interests. Like, oh, I'd really like to work in the library. I want to know more about that. Or how do I get involved with OIT? But those large campus employers are in Handshake. So that is the number one thing I tell everyone to do is to get on that system and know that that's how we'll communicate career development opportunities.
And that's not just for new students, right? Like if they want to wait and find a job their second semester, even second year, third year, Handshake would still be the go-to, right?
Exactly. Handshake is the system we'll use all 4 years to communicate all the opportunities with our student community. So that's how other fairs besides part-time job fairs are held. Like when we have our fall job fair series, when we have niche events with the colleges, everything is run through Handshake. So everyone on campus should get onto Handshake as early as now. But if you don't, then you'll get to do that as a first year studies assignment through Stella's first year programs, because we think it's so important that every student knows how to use that system, and particularly those first years, but any student throughout their time can access it.
Great. Thanks, Jenny. Stella, I got a question here. Again, going back to first year seminars, are there specific sections of FYS 101 that are based on, major academic college, things like that?
Absolutely. I was trying to answer some of those in the Q&A as well.
Yeah.
Yes, we have several sections. There's probably 160 different sections of 101 this year. So it's a lot more than what we've had. So we're really excited about that. But they are also very college specific. If you are a business student, there's one primarily for business that's BUAD 100. It's a little bit different in that the focus is, while it has some of the enhancements that our first year seminar 101 does, but it also has that college and major component that's really important. So we do have specific seminars that are housed in education, in arts and sciences, in nursing, and social work. All of the colleges, we have some specific majors. So you can, students can talk with their academic advisor to find out if there are some that are also major for specific. So like, for example, if you are an arts and sciences major and your major is in the humanities area, there are sections that are specific to majors in humanities. And so you wanna get into those sections, but the advising community is really great. They've worked with us a lot with how we were to approach this. So they are very knowledgeable about which section would be most specific to the student's needs. So yeah, we do have them that are spread across the colleges in many ways.
Thanks, Stella. Appreciate it. Hey, Jenny, I don't want to go too long without bringing up this next question, because it's regarding Handshake again. So I want to throw this your way while it's still fresh in everybody's minds. But some folks are asking about students who qualify for work study. Would Handshake also be the place where they can go to find postings that are relevant for them?
Great question, Adam. Actually, no. So if students qualify for federal financial aid and are interested in work study, they would go to, they would seek help through financial aid. So we only post positions that are paid positions on campus and in the community.
Fantastic. Thanks, Jenny. Appreciate you clarifying there. Another question here, which might be one that I can tackle, but folks are asking, after students move in, what are some opportunities that students are going to have to learn about campus and navigating campus and connecting with other students? And so you might have heard this phrase thrown around earlier, but Big Orange Welcome is kind of our final phase of the New experience for our new incoming students. And it's going to take place over the first 6 weeks of the semester, where every day there are going to be events and programs taking place on campus with the goal to help students connect to UT, navigate campus, connect with other students, staff, faculty, and really just support them as they transition to their first semester. And so it's very broad, I know, but we are going to have a very large, comprehensive schedule that will be released here in just a few weeks, where students will be able to go in and really see everything that we're going to have to offer, see some of the required programs that they'll need to attend, which are going to take place prior to the start of classes, and then also see all the other optional opportunities that will again take place over those first 6 weeks. And so students will need to just download the Vault Life app and then download the Big Orange Welcome guide, and it'll be right at their fingertips. We'll be sending more information via email, maybe something in the mail as well, just a little teaser for you to again point students in the right direction so they know how to access that schedule. So to answer your question directly, but yes, we will have so many different opportunities for students to learn how to navigate campus. We have some fantastic student leaders, both in Stella's shop, peer mentors, and in our shop, new vol leaders who are going to be all over the place on campus during those weeks, helping students navigate campus and connect with one another, and really just be excited and get excited to be at UT. So I hope that covers that. And again, feel free to continue asking questions about Big Orange Welcome in the chat, and I'll do my best, if I can't bring them up here, to answer them in there instead. Let's see here. Some other questions that I want to throw out. Well, now I just lost my page here. Doug, or I guess Stella, well, do any of you, are you familiar with Cambridge courses and how those are accepted or transferred to UT by chance? That one I wasn't 100% sure on, but I wanted to see if anybody else here on the panel had any insight into that.
No, I'm not familiar.
If not, that's okay. We say that again, Stella?
I'm not familiar.
Okay, no worries. No worries.
Yeah, I'm not, and so when you have a question like that, contacting your academic advisor or the college in which the advisor is housed would be the way to go there.
And I'm seeing a lot of those types of questions in the chat as well, just about specific courses transferring. And the academic advisor is going to be the expert in all of those things. And so even if your student has already had their virtual advising appointment, I would encourage them to reach back out to them and ask those questions. I see some questions about like waitlisting, students on wait list of courses and whatnot. So the advisor is definitely going to be the main point of contact there, and we'll be more than happy to help them even all the way up until the start of classes, and obviously after the start of classes, of course, as well. I would say too, for students regarding the New Vol experience, if your student hasn't registered for the New Vol experience yet, please make sure that they do so. And if they have any issues whatsoever, they can email our office, and we'll be more than happy to walk them through that process. That's going to be the first step to make sure that they are going to have a virtual advising appointment, right? So we want all of our students to meet with an advisor, of course, prior to the start of classes, and our academic colleges are doing a fantastic job and are working tirelessly to see all of our incoming students and making sure that everybody has a schedule, has a great schedule, and feels really good about the courses that they're going to be taking for the fall semester. Hey, Stella, I have a question here, and I don't know if you've gotten to it yet. It is FYS 101. Is it required for students? If family members are bummed out that their student wasn't able to get that on their schedule, what do you recommend they do? Is it still possible for students to get enrolled in that class even after they've registered and met with their advisor?
Yeah, absolutely. We still have several sections available. Right now, what we're saying is for students to reach out to their advisor first if they have some specific questions pertaining to what section is most feasible. We can also answer some of those questions in first year program. So we're happy to do that for students. We're making ourselves available for that. But the first line of defense really is to set up a meeting with the academic advisor and ask those questions. Yeah. But also feel free to give us an email or call in the office, and we'll assist as well.
Stella, why should a student take that course?
Yeah, so several reasons. We, as a part of all success teams, as a part of the integration of strength across campus, and having students to learn more about their strengths and to apply them, not just in the classroom, but outside of the classroom as well. So every module that we have listed in both 101 and 201 seminars, the strengths are embedded there. So we've worked with Jenny and her team, and the career module is embedded with strengths and how they use their strengths and how they can apply them in the things that they do. It's the same with the Vol Success team. So we all work very collaboratively together in that way. So it's embedded in that way. It's also a good opportunity to get some really good, nice tips on academic resources and engagement across campus. And then a way to also meet with your peers and just ask general questions. And so I think also too, as mentioned earlier, it's also a small setting. So, you can work one-to-one with your peers as well, get as much information. And we have some really great faculty and staff that are teaching this year. So they're also very knowledgeable and getting trained all summer to meet all the needs of the modules and answer all the questions and be available for students. So I think that, with the upcoming changes that we had, I think it's going to be a great year and students will get a lot out of the course.
100%. Absolutely agree. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Stella. That was great insight. Hey, Doug, I got a question for you here. How do students find tutoring on campus? Is tutoring free? Do students have to pay to get that type of support? Not even just as a new student, but throughout their entire academic career at UT?
Free is one way to put it. I think the parents will all get a chuckle if I were to say it is included with the cost of tuition. So you will have already paid for it, and so the tutoring from our office and supplemental instruction is all. None of it is. No student is charged for any of that, and so it is. And Adam, the very first question you ask is how are we made available? How can people find out? So our website, and if you Google academic success UTK, that'll wind up taking you to our website. Our tutoring begins very early in the semester. It really begins within the first couple of days the semester starts. And if you go to our website, the first thing you'll see is tutoring supplemental instruction, and it'll have a link for the schedules there. So all those schedules are up. And if you don't mind, I know this is a little more than you asked, but
go for it, Doug.
But the value added tutoring is what you think. It's often one-on-one about something that, if your Math 125 course, you've got a question about that, you're one-on-one with the tutor. We also have group tutoring. And then we also have supplemental instruction. Supplemental instruction is for designated courses where the challenge is real in those courses. And so, and a lot of students in those courses have aspirations for med school, law school, whatever. And so a lot of science courses along those lines. Students will also get emails about SI sessions. So not just having to go to our website and find the schedule, but for supplemental instruction, we'll be reaching out to say, here twice a week, we've got sessions on that. That is a group tutoring format. And the leaders for supplemental instruction have taken the class, have made an A or an A- in that class in the past, have been recommended by an instructor in there, and they are sitting in on the class again. And to me, that's just that's a huge piece because they're in real time with what the students are encountering in that class, and so they're very aware of what's going on in the class, both tutoring and supplemental instruction. I can't recommend highly enough.
Hey, Doug, when you say supplemental instruction,
mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate on that term a little bit?
Yeah, so that's a national term. That's a national program, and so it is supplemental instruction. I mean, it is extra academic support, but that's a program that's nationwide. And so the types of courses nationwide that are offered in that our students, our courses where students have some degree of making sure that they make top grades in those classes. And when you go to both tutoring and supplemental instruction, it's a wide range of why the students are in there. A lot of students are in the SI or go to SI twice a week, not because they're worried about passing the class, but because they're trying to turn a B into an A. And so a lot of that, and I know that prior to college, the term tutoring might be associated with trying to rescue a student, that sort of thing. It's not necessarily the way it is in higher ed at all. I mean, a lot of students come just trying to maximize a grade, and so really encourage getting in with those sorts of resources before you actually feel like there's a dire need for it. If you come out of a half-hour tutoring session and you really are assured that what you thought you were learning in the class is what you're learning in the class, to me, that's worth the 30 minutes. It is everything that supports your confidence is worthwhile. And just in terms of setting an expectation for the freshman year, your confidence level throughout the freshman year will fluctuate. I mean, it really will. And so there will be times where you'll think, I got this, I don't need any resources whatsoever. And there will be times where you think, I'm holding this together with duct tape. And so somebody come help me. And we've absolutely got folks to help, and also not just help, but to help you stay strong. So no matter where you are in that fluctuation, it's a good idea to be in with tutors, SI leaders, and your academic coaches.
Thanks, Doug. Really great insight there. I know tutoring, it's a big topic, so appreciate you diving into that in a little bit more detail. And I think, at the end of the day too, folks that want more information or want to maybe recap some of the things that you just talked about, checking out your office's website and going through all the great information that you have there is probably a really good strategy, as well as folks prepare, for the start of the semester. Hey, Stella, you've talked a lot about FYS 101 and shared a lot of great details. One question on here that I'm not sure if you hit on is about, the grading, and how many credits it might be worth and things like that. And, is this course graded? Do students do assignments in the course? How would you best kind of describe that?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a graded course. Students do have assignments, and one of the ways in which I answer this is the assignments are small in nature but big in takeaways. So that everything that they learn, the hope and the goal is that learning how to be a successful student at UT, taking all of the things that you learn in the course and then applying that as you're going through, right? So it's not just a one and done. The hope and the goal is that you take all the things that you learn in the course. Connect yourself to resources, academic resources, social resources, as you're going through the institution. So yeah, it's absolutely graded, and it's a fun time too. So the assignments aren't hard, but they are fun and definitely worth you taking a walk down memory lane as you're thinking about these things as you're becoming sophomores and juniors. There's still things that you can take with you.
Awesome. Thanks, Stella. I want to switch gears a little bit here, and we're winding down time a little bit, but we still have a few minutes. And so I wanted to make sure that we got to this question, because I know all three of you have some fantastic expertise in the topic of student success. But at the same time, you've worked at UT for a long time, or a while, most of you, I would say. And so you probably have some really just good general tips or pieces of advice for our family members of our new students as they're gearing up to send their student to UT this fall. So, if it's not even regarding your unit, that's okay. But what would some of those pieces of advice be for our family members watching us tonight?
Yeah, I'll go first. I think that I have a son now, and I'm going into his junior year, and one of the things that I always said to him as a freshman is that you need to utilize your resources. They're great, and we have a lot of great resources. Doug has spoke a lot about many of the things that are in his shop, and I think it's smart for students to do that, honestly. As he explained, the difference between how tutoring is viewed in higher ed as opposed to maybe in high school, but I think that utilizing the resources are very smart. We have a ton of them at UT. We have so many people that are willing to reach out. You have access to, all of us here. You have access to your coaches and your advisors and your faculty, and everybody just really wants to put a good effort into ensuring that we're providing as many things as we can to ensure that our students are successful at UT.
Stella, hey Jenny, before you go, I just want to piggyback off of Stella real quick. And I think that's one of the goals of Big Orange Welcome, and I've talked about that a little bit. It can be overwhelming for students to maybe not know where to go, right? Because we have so many great offices and resources. So what we're trying to do is bring some of these things to the forefront for students and bring it to them, so that way, for maybe some students who are more reserved, they wouldn't be ones to go out on their own. It's a lot easier for them to just step out of their room or their resident hall and not have to go very far to an event or a program focusing on things like academic success or tutoring or a job fair, right? And other, social type events as well. And so again, just can't reiterate that enough, that this schedule is going to have so many great programs and opportunities for students to be able to really just turn left or turn right or go straight or go backwards and really, find anything and everything that they might have questions about, or just simply want to learn more about. Sorry, Jen, I kind of cut you off there, but I want to give you a chance to share your advice as well.
Yeah, sure, Adam, no problem. So much like the message that we've said over and over, I think one of the favorite things I like to tell students in first year studies, because I always teach the course, it's one of the best things I get to do in my job, is to say really everything at a university is designed to support your success. And it is the only time in your life that you will have this system of support and this cheering crew for you and your success. And so to take advantage of in all the ways that we mentioned, but then also just, to enjoy the ride, make sure that you come here and that you have a moment to just take it all in. Again, the Ped Walkway vibe is one of the greatest things I think on campus. So, just to be present and to be proud of yourselves and to think about this experience as something that you've accomplished and your support system has helped you accomplish. In terms of major and career exploration and development, we have a really large staff that's here to help. We have a resource on career.utk for families to be able to support their students over the 4 years. So, we're here a phone call away or an appointment you can make on Handshake. But I think, to have a moment of pride and appreciation for, being a student at the University of Tennessee is something I wouldn't want, someone not to experience.
Doug, any advice?
Oh yeah,
I know you got some in there. I know you got some in there. Oh, he's writing it down.
I'm making a big fat list, so I'll hustle. So first, see your academic coach about anything. Got a question about something? Email your academic coach. They're reaching out to you all the time. Reach back. Second, transitions are transitions. They are both bewildering and exciting. It's an adventure. It's going to be a new game. You're good at the game already. I mean, to be granted admission at UT, you've had to bring it academically. You've had to be a substantive person academically, and so that's my third one. We respect you. The automatic way that we embrace students is with respect. For the struggle is not the struggle is real. I didn't mean that. The vigor is real. The vigor that so excuse me. Let me read it. The rigor is real. So I should have practiced this a little bit. That the game is faster in college than it was pre-college, and so you need to stay on top of things in order to stay on top at Rocky Top. You've got to be intentional. Fifth, go ahead and get excited about learning. And I mean, if you reach this point in your academic career, you're talented. And so if you are this much excited about the actual learning, about how you'll grow at UT, allow yourself to get real excited about that. You don't have to let on, but it is an opportunity that lots of people around the world would like to have. I'm thrilled that you've got it. And I would say the last thing is appreciate the folks back home. You know, a lot of colleges will tell you, you know, we'll take it from here. But to me, if you've been successful to get to this point, and part of that is your family, and so don't take them for granted. Don't cut that off. Use that as a resource as well. And I think that's a support that lots of folks have had to this point in their career is part of the reason they've been successful. To us, that's a team effort. We want for families to be part of a student's success.
Doug, thank you, Jenny. Yeah, Jenny and Stella, great insight from you two as well. We have one more question that I want to make sure we get to, and then we're going to wrap up just with a general, you know, how to contact your shops if folks have additional questions. But we've had a few questions in here about folks asking about students who might have 504 plans or students with disabilities and need accommodations. And so I want to make sure that we point you in the right direction there. UT has a fantastic disability services office on campus, and if you go directly on their website, and we'll throw the link in the chat here, there is a very easy registration form that we recommend that your student would fill out, and they have some additional information about how to go about making sure that your student gets the appropriate accommodations that they need. I would also add to that once your student's academic advisor reaches out to them to schedule their advising appointment, to make sure that they mention that to their advisor as well, so that way they can make sure that they have they have all the accommodations that your student will need during their appointment as well. Time flies when you're having fun, right? So believe it or not, our time is just about over here. Real quick, in 30 seconds or less, how can folks outside of we'll be sending out this recording to people, but how can folks get more information about your areas or the things that your department manages here on campus? Doug, let's start with you.
So we are the Academic Success Center, but again, if you'll Google academic success at UTK, you'll get there. It's how most people get to our website.
Stella?
Sure. Yes. The quickest way, just check out our website, fyp.utk.edu. All of our information is there about our seminars and our programs, as well as our staff. Our student leaders are there as well. So yeah, check out the website. All the information is there. The contact information is there as well.
Center for Career Development and Academic Explorations website is career.utk.edu. That's where you'll find Handshake in the upper right-hand corner. That Handshake, again, is the system that we'll use to communicate all part-time jobs, internships, full-time jobs, any career programs we're offering. It's also how you schedule an appointment with your coach. So if a student is thinking about choosing a major, changing a major, they want an assessment, they want to sit down and meet with someone who can talk about their interests, skills, and values and help them explore the curriculum, you can schedule an appointment with the academic and career exploration coach on Handshake. You can also email career@utk.edu, but we encourage people to go to Handshake because that's a great system for you to know and become familiar with as early as now. I did see one question in the chat. Someone had trouble logging in. You can just email career@utk.edu, let us know, and we'll make sure you're in there.
Jenny, I think you just need to get Handshake tattooed right across your forehead, right? I feel like if you don't do that, it's a miss there.
Listen, we have Handshake shirts, and we'll be giving those away during Big Orange Welcome at our Handshake Hangout. So if you don't get out this summer, come to that. We have great shirts. They're very soft, blue. It's you can help us do our work.
That's great. Love it. Yes, come get a shirt. Come get a Handshake shirt. Family members too, if you're around during moving. Let's get them some Handshake shirts as well. Folks, thank you so much. Stella, Doug, and Jenny, you were fantastic. I do want to wrap up here real quick. Lindsay, if you can throw the final screen here up just to share some general reminders to our family members who joined us this evening. And again, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedules to spend this last hour or so with us. We hope that you found it beneficial and learned a lot about some of the amazing student success resources and opportunities that the University of Tennessee provides. Please make sure, family members, that you're checking your email after we hang up here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to be sending out a post-session survey. It will literally take about 20 seconds to fill out, just a couple of questions. We'd love to get your feedback, and Lindsay just put the link in the chat as well. So please, please, please do that survey. Let us know how we can improve these sessions for future sessions this summer, and also future family members for years to come. Family members, your students are working on their online pre-orientation, or else they should be if they haven't completed it already. It's one of their requirements as a new student. However, we want to make sure that you're aware that family members can complete the family version of online pre-orientation as well. So hopefully you received an email with a link to that. It is free for all of our family members and guests. If you didn't get that email with the link, don't worry. Email orientation@utk.edu. We'd be more than happy to get you that information and make sure get connected to that fantastic resource as well. And Lindsay Davis, as always, on it. Put the link in the chat. You'll click on that link and just make sure that you select guest instead of student. You'll create an account and have access right away. Finally, please make sure to join the Tennessee Family Association. It's a great way for you to stay connected, and we encourage you to join it. They provide great information throughout the entire year, and we just want to make sure that you, as a family member, know what's going on here at UT. And then finally, as a family member, if you're looking for additional ways to engage here with us, apply to be a family ambassador. Ambassadors serve as representatives of the Family Association that I just referenced, and they support different events like campus recruitment and various programming things that the office puts on throughout the year. So it's a really, really great way to dive in even deeper and get connected to our fantastic community here at the University of Tennessee. So thanks again so much. We hope that you'll join us for our 4th session coming up here very soon. So be on the lookout for that. During the session, we're going to be talking about all different things. Might be talking about housing, might be talking about parking or dining, and we're going to be talking about involvement, you name it. All of those really hot topics that we know people just really want to make sure they have a good grasp on as, again, we're gearing up for the start of the fall semester. So again, thank you, everybody. Have a great night, and go Vols.